Sir, since I think I'm one of the first speakers to speak on this subject, if it has to go on record, sir, I find that the text in this particular act is reduced from 5.12 lakhs to 2.6 lakhs words, sir. The size has been halved. The act uses straightforward language. It uses short sentences, and sir, it uses the reference to many tables. It replaces a lot of provisos and explanations with subsections and clauses. And sir, most importantly,
chair की तरफ जब बैक नहीं करेगा, please.
Sir, it replaces the word previous year and assessment year with a simplified term like tax year, sir. Sir, this act also has a continuity with transition because it has taken care of all the amendments, including in the last finance bill act up till this particular enactment. And sir, it also retains a lot of judicially interpreted expressions. So this would mean that when this act starts, it would start on a foot of certainty because many of the expressions have already been interpreted. Sir, having said this, I must say two or three other things in relation to what I think the act has certain limitations in relation to what it seeks to achieve, and that is the nature of the enactment. So the act can only provide a scaffolding of a structure. So this is not an enactment for the purpose of enforcement which will have to happen through the officers enabled under the act. Sir, I find that one of the biggest challenges facing India is that we have a very minimal tax base. Sir, only 2.2% of the persons living in India are income taxpayers. So just for the people to have an idea, countries like France has 78% taxpayers, US has 48%, Germany has 61.3%. Sir, even by comparable standards, when we look at countries who are similarly placed along with us in BRICS, Brazil has 20% taxpayers, South Africa has 28% taxpayers, Malaysia has 22% taxpayers, a country like Indonesia also, sir, has 7.8% taxpayers. Sir, I think the act possibly will give an impetus to ensure that India somehow manages to ensure that more people become tax compliant and we have a larger base of taxpayers so that the burden does not fall harshly on this 1 or 2% of middle class or upper class people who are paying income tax. So the act may in future need to address the requirements of gig and platform workforce because this workforce, sir, is expected to reach a strength of 2.35 crores by 2030. Sir, we are on a process of formalizing the economy, the digital payments, the banking transactions that have increased, all of this, the GST reforms that have been brought, seem to show, sir, that India is moving towards this formalization of economy, but gig and platform workforce is going to be a large part of our system, sir. Sir, I have one other concern about the act now providing for the digital overreach and the erosion of privacy safeguards are some concerns that are being raised. So the bill adopts digital systems for assessments and appeals, which is welcome. But clause 247 grants tax authorities sweeping surveillance powers. Sir, I understand where this is coming from. Where we want to have more people come forward and pay taxes, we need to ensure that our officers are properly empowered. If people are not coming forward, we need to ensure that the officers have all means and measures for the purpose of ensuring that there is maximum tax compliance. But while providing for it, while enabling the officers, giving them a large liberty with regard to them dealing with the gadgets and the cloud storage space or social media accounts or any electronic data of citizens, while it may be for the purpose of enabling the tax enforcement officers to ensure that there is no tax evasion that happens, sir, there don't seem to be sufficient safeguards or guardrails with regard to ensuring that this thing is protected properly. It must be used only for income tax purposes. So maybe the department or the ministry may have to come up with circulars or guidelines with regard to how these provisions are going to be activated. Sir, then I have another suggestion for the Honorable Finance Minister. Sir, we may need to ensure that while we are ensuring that there is a greater compliance and we would work towards that, we may have to incentivize the honest taxpayers. So many years back, one of the first years, sir, I'm speaking from personal experience, when I paid my tax, I got a certificate of appreciation from Income Tax Department. Just one certificate of appreciation. Every time my chartered accountant would tell me, sir, we can save some money here or there, I would say, no, let us pay the tax, it is going for a good purpose. Sir, a large part of it was the fact that I felt appreciated, I felt my country cared that I paid income tax. Sir, we can come up with some schemes for the purpose of providing appreciation for our taxpayers. Sir, we could come up with one preferred taxpayer card or something, sir, where honest taxpayers who have been paying tax regularly over a period of time, they need to be recognized by the government. Maybe they need to have priority access at airports. They may need to have some priority access for public services. I want the government to show, sir, that people who are paying tax are appreciated and the government would actually recognize them. For a person to stand in a priority queue, sir, it is not that he wants to just jump the queue and move forward, but if any other person is going to an airport or a railway station and he sees there is the priority access for people who are paying income tax honestly, he would want to be in that queue because he would want to show to the world that he is an honest taxpayer. And the people who are in that queue will feel appreciated. It is not about them saving 5 minutes or 10 minutes, sir, but they feel their country cares for these honest taxpayers. Sir, any other schemes? This is just a suggestion that I am making. The government could come up with many better suggestions. In fact, sir, I compliment the government that when this particular enactment was undertaken, there was a wide consultative exercise. Sir, they have sent this to a select committee. I compliment the Honorable Finance Minister for this exercise. Sir, I am only suggesting and requesting the Honorable Minister and the government that please come up with, because there are many things, sir, that I have seen that behaviorally, when we came up with the Swachh Bharat scheme, it was just the nudge from the government that resulted in many people adapting to it. So there was just one nudge when the government said, give up your subsidy on LPG. That was sufficient for people to give up LPG subsidies on their own. Sir, if there is a nudge from the government asking people, they are doing it. Now, I am not saying that they are not doing it, but we might need something on the ground visible for people to understand that they are appreciated by the income tax and the government if they pay taxes. It may make more people move towards this tax compliance. Sir, I look at this as a first step of legislative simplification. Sir, I realize that income tax is something that we need iterations from time to time. Madam, you have been a part of the Insolvency Bankruptcy Code. I keep referring to that example when I was speaking on the criminal law bills, madam, which said that there is an Insolvency Bankruptcy, sir, committee, which on a regular basis makes recommendations for amendments to that particular law, and the government has been very quick in making those amendments that has made IBC, that Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, very workable.